Hey, Ellen.
What now, Chris?
I think this was done during his green period, but it seems a bit derivative, possibly a bit forced. Although the color is beautiful. What do you think?
It's a begonia.
Well, still, it's art.
True. That is true.
Hey, everybody. Chris and Ellen. Chris, the art critic. Everybody's a critic. And we are at Benary on the 2016 California Spring Trials. And the reason I was just carrying on like some New York Times art critic is because, well, we are in an art gallery. That's the way Benary decided to set up their trial this year.
I like it.
Well, they took a whole philosophy of stripping away all of the artifice and the distraction of POP, marketing, merchandising, color, crazy signs and stuff, and focus instead on what?
The art of the plant.
The plant.
Well, the art of the plant.
The art of the plant. Because, again, if the plant isn't good enough to stand on its own, then why even introduce it?
Right.
And it's a great thing. They start with actually, they're starting with a fashion show because the greatest art, the greatest fashion is introduced to a select group of industry influencers, the seedsmen. And you're watching some B-roll of that right now.
Morning Star. Early flowering. Bright. Uniform.
And the fashion show was fantastic.
Oh, great time there.
I was a lot skeptical, I'll admit it. It was done to perfection. Then
skeptical.
The museum is where it kind of comes out to the critics like me and the
where they then distribute it.
Where we can distribute the art, and finally it goes out to the public, and they did that through Art in the Park.
Exactly.
And that was also beautifully done.
Great job.
But you wanted to see genetics, so let's take a look at what they have, what we were waxing poetic over, and that is a new Begonia series called Sprint Plus. Now they have a Sprint series. Ellen, why is this a plus
Well, it's
series?
a plus because it's a week early. So it's great for early and mid-season production.
Right. Now this is a green leaf fibrous or semperflorens series. There's 7 colors in the series, including a very nice orange in the back. And it goes along with Begonia Nightlife, which is their bronze leaf series. Now the Nightlife is still maybe a week earlier than the plus, but we can expect that then we may see a, who knows, a Nightlife Plus series as well coming in. Now the next Begonia I'm going to show you is, well, there's only one word for it, funky. Now Ellen, if this variety hadn't been named funky, I would still say it's funky.
You'd call it funky.
Because look, well, first off, it's got interesting double flowers right next to very nice single flowers. That's pretty funky on one plant. Yeah. And this is funky Begonia. It's a hybrid Begonia. At first I thought, was this a boliviensis? No, it's got boliviensis blood in it.
And something.
And it's got, I think, tuberous blood, because what they say you get, and I want to make sure I'm accurate here, is, well, being a hybrid, first of all, makes it tougher. It's got the heat tolerance of a boliviensis, but they say the color potential of the tuberous types.
Right, and right now there's just one color, and that's pink.
Only pink.
More in the works.
Even that, it's got shades, and they say that well, this flower form comes from the tuberous, and so some of the interesting colors ought to come out of there as well. So it's a standalone right now, but expect more funky begonias.
And it also has great high density production, because you can grow it so close together, and it grows up and then cascades out.
Then it will spill out.
And good for shipping.
Very nice. Now, how about a pure boliviensis? But again, these are from seed, remember, from Benary. This is Santa Barbara.
Right. Creamy white.
Very nice, clean white. It joins Santa Cruz and San Francisco.
Handles heat and sun.
And it's perfectly matched to those two as well. You can see all 3 right here. Yeah. So there's now 3 seed boliviensis on the market. Now we're going to head right across the way to petunias and look at 3 new success petunias. And 3 years ago, Benary introduced the Success series. You remember that?
I do. Big display over here, rotating. It's
Right.
great.
Now in the museum, they're showing the whole series and 3 new colors.
3 new colors
of Success. We've got, come over here, Jen, to pink chiffon. That's a
Mateus'
lovely.
favorite color, I believe it was.
No, that wasn't his favorite. This is
was
his
it?
favorite.
That was my favorite.
That was Jenzy's favorite. You're getting the 2 mixed up. This is Pink Vein. Beautiful habit. I asked if that was like the prototype for the whole series, and he said, well, the whole series is really good, but this is certainly a great one there. And then lastly, Coral. These have a very tight bloom window, so they're great for bench run.
Compact mounting habit.
And they're early as well. So, and you notice this is the first video out of 59 of them that we've done. I'm not wearing a jacket. It's warm in here.
It is a little warm in here.
So I suggest we go out to the park and look for some more art.
Yeah,
Shall
let's
we?
do that.
Come with me.
You're very American Gothic.
Spring Trials Gothic. Someday will be a classic, Ellen. People will pay millions of dollars for that little bit of a clip. No, this is giving a good idea of what's happening with art in the park, which is the 3rd leg of the theme here.
And this is art.
This is beautiful art inspired by Grant Wood, of course.
And
But there's the park.
you've got the park.
And in the park, 2 new pansy varieties.
That's
right behind us here is, this is Inspire DeluXXe with the 2 big X's, meaning it's a large
Extra, extra large.
flower, extra large. Now the interesting thing about Ocean is this is not a mix. This is not a 3 or 4 color mix. This is one variety,
Yeah,
one seed lot that goes from creamy with the dark face
So look at that right there.
to very
Nice
dark
purple.
everything in between. A very interesting color that's Inspired Deluxe Ocean.
And then over here, you've got Inspire Plus Lemon Blotch.
There you go. So there's your 2 new Inspires. And we even have an actual artist over at the far end there doing a painting that's going to go to a downtown
Homeless in the Garden, Homeless Garden Project.
Right. So so they're actually giving back to the community here in Watsonville.
Yeah.
So that's
Great
what
work.
we've seen here at Benary. We've stripped away all the POP and marketing and and we've brought it right down to the flowers. And you know what? The flowers are what it's all about, right?
It is.
Let's go relax in the park amongst the flowers.